Valve has a really clever strategy bringing Portal to the Switch. Let's talk about it. In case you missed the Nintendo Direct the other day, or maybe you haven't caught up on the news, one of the biggest and surprising announcements from the Direct is that Valve is bringing Portal and Portal 2 to the Nintendo Switch, affectionately known as Portal Companion Collection.
Oh.
Now, one of the things that I thought was really interesting about the trailer here that you're seeing on the screen is how subdued the audio is.
The dual portal device should be around here somewhere. Once you find it, we can start testing.
If you watch any of the Portal 2 promotional stuff from back before it launched, you'll notice that like Cave Johnson is very animated and very excitable.
How do we get so many bullets in them? Like this. Plus, we fire the whole bullet. That's 65% more bullet per bullet.
And if you watch some of the more in-game or cinematic trailers, the music is so upbeat and just, it really lights a fire under you. But the music in this trailer is pretty subdued, pretty slow. I'm not saying that this is going to be any different from the two Portal games that we already have on PC or on the Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3. I just think that it's very interesting.
The important thing is you're back with me.
The other thing that I think is of note in these trailers is if you look at the Portal and Portal 2 logo and the Portal Companion Collection logo, you'll see, I don't know how to describe this, but what you're seeing on the screen is really interesting. The way that there's almost these streaks of motion blur that aren't affecting the entire object, like the logo or the companion cube. Just look at how this looks. This doesn't look like traditional depictions of the portals, does it? I'm wondering if this might be yet another hint that there might be a Portal 3 on the way. I don't know, just some food for thought on the actual meat of the trailer here. I'd love to know what you think. Now, it's no secret that Portal is literally my favorite franchise of all time. And even though I probably won't buy it because I already own the games on Steam, I am very, very excited to see Valve showing some love to my favorite franchise. Look, we don't have an exact date, but it's supposed to be available sometime this year. And pricing has also not been revealed, but apparently passionate gamer Tyler McVicker says that it'll be about $20. We also have yet to hear about what frame rate or resolution will be. With the original Portal being 15 years old and its sequel just 11, it's probably safe to assume that they'll both run at 1080p at 60 frames per second. But anyway, this is very interesting, as this is the first time in history Valve will ever put their games on a Nintendo platform. But even more interesting is the question, why? Why bring the Portal series to the Switch? And why now of all times? Especially when you consider Portal 2 was the very first game to be ranked as Steam Deck verified, the very first title to do so. And as of recording this video, the Steam Deck is only just a few weeks away from actually shipping its initial batch to the public. So why announce this now? What's the point? Now, it should be noted that Valve has a tendency of doing 10% of the work and then outsourcing the remaining 90% to other companies or individuals. As is the case with the original Portal and Half-Life 2, Valve has already collaborated with NVIDIA to bring these games to NVIDIA Shield Portable almost a decade ago. Now, the NVIDIA Shield Portable was a device that was running Android and was using the Tegra 4 SoC. These same games would then become playable on the NVIDIA Shield TV, the successor to the NVIDIA Shield Portable and the Shield Tablet. Now, the NVIDIA Shield TV is actually using the Tegra X1 Plus chipset, and this chipset is very similar to the X1 chipset that the original Switch uses, and the same one found in the 2019 model, the Switch Lite, and the OLED version. Valve again partnered with NVIDIA Lightspeed Studios to bring the Portal series to the Switch. So as a port for the original Portal already existed, the Switch version will probably be pretty bare bones, minimal effort on the part of Lightspeed Studios. It's interesting to think about that we already have Half-Life 2 available on the NVIDIA Shield TV. That means there might be a good chance that we'll see Gordon Freeman coming to the Switch as well at some point, with as much effort as flipping a light switch on the part of NVIDIA Lightspeed Studios. It's also important to note that Valve has done console ports before. See, Valve is not new to the console territory. They have previously brought the Orange Box to the Xbox 360, they outsourced the PS3 version to EA UK, they also brought Portal 2 to the PS3, to which Gabe Newell commented that PlayStation has a much more open development model than the Xbox. The Left 4 Dead series and Counter-Strike Global Offensive has also made their way over to the console. That being said, Valve primarily sticks to PC for their game releases. Now, Gabe has commented that Valve gets really frustrated working inside walled gardens. That is, working with Microsoft and Sony to bring their games to their respective audiences. Patches have to get approved before they can be shipped to the public, which takes time. And he also has made the note that the graphics you find on consoles are essentially derivative of the PC. So we never saw a port of any of their games to the PS4 or the PS5, nor to the Xbox One or Xbox Series. It's also important to note that up until this point, they have never worked with Nintendo before. So I think it'll be really interesting to see if Valve decides to comment on what it was like bringing Portal to the Switch. Whether they feel like it was a walled garden like the PS3 or Xbox 360, or if they could bring the graphics up to par with the PC version on the Switch. But the question remains, why port to the Switch and why now? Valve has aggressively been advertising the Steam Deck since they announced it on January 15th last year. People could not help but compare the Steam Deck to the Nintendo Switch due to its portable form factor, even though Gabe has commented that it's not trying to compete with the Switch. So you have a portable PC in which Portal and Portal 2 will run flawlessly, especially since the latter is already Steam Deck verified. The Switch is portable too, so why have basically two versions of the same game running on different platforms? Could it be Valve's way of a peace offering? Perhaps they're trying to make amends with Nintendo by forming this sort of partnership. Or maybe it's a simple tide me over while we wait to get our hands on the Steam Deck. No, I think that their rationale is a little more calculated than that, and pretty clever too. Put it this way. Most of us watching this video are probably PC gamers at heart. We own a Steam account, and there's probably very few of us here who don't already own Portal and Portal 2 in our Steam library, and most of us are probably very familiar with how it performs. Yet the Steam Deck is not just targeting us PC and Linux gamers, but people who have never played on a PC before, such as those who play exclusively on Nintendo Switch. So, you bring the Portal Companion Collection to the Switch. Okay, so it sounds cool that you can play on the go, but remember that the Switch does not have the same features that the Steam Deck does. Namely, touchpad support, capacitive touch on the thumbsticks, analog triggers, back paddle buttons, or even half-decent ergonomics, cloud saves that don't require a monthly subscription fee, or maybe some other feature that we just don't even know yet. So I think that Valve might just be releasing the Portal Collection to give critics, reviewers, and the media a real apples-to-apples comparison. The Portal Companion Collection on the Switch versus the Portal series on the Steam Deck. This release, I believe, is a way to truly differentiate the two devices from each other. Perhaps Valve is hoping to build up the public's perception that the Linux-powered Steam Deck is the true successor to the Switch. And I think that this is a brilliant and clever and really unexpected move from them. Kudos, Valve. But I would love to know what you think about this. Let me know by sounding off in the comments below. I want to thank my patrons and my YouTube members, without whom I wouldn't be able to do this. So thank you so much. If you believe in the work that I'm doing and you want to join up with the 100+ other Linux warriors, use the links below to pledge your monthly support. But that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a blessed day, and I'll see you guys next time.